On this day in 1953, Charlie Tully scored against Falkirk direct from a corner kick. Twice. Season 1952-53 started promisingly for Celtic, and they were very much in the title hunt until the new year, when it all began to unravel very quickly. After being hit by a series of injuries to key players, they headed to Brockville on the 21st of February 1953 without a league win that calendar year, their only victories since coming against junior side Eyemouth United and 2nd Division Stirling Albion after a replay in the Scottish Cup. Despite Celtic's poor form, the match was all ticket on the orders of the local police, and all 23,000 were quickly snapped up. There may well have been more than that inside the ground, as Brockville was dangerously overcrowded. The Glasgow Herald reported on the 23rd of February 1953 that on the terracing after the match lay the mangled remains of steel and concrete crush barriers uprooted by the pressure and swaying of the crowd. John McPhail for Bertie Peacock at left half was the only personnel change, but John McGrory was the only forward in the same position as the previous week against Hearts, as Celtic lined up Bonner, Hockney, Meakin, Evans, Steen, McPhail, Collins, Walsh, McGrory, Fernie, Tully. There was no hint of the sheer bedlam to come when Celtic went in at half-time 2-0 down against a hungry and aggressive Falkirk, inspired by Celtic legend Jimmy Delaney. Jock Weir, who has gone down in folklore as the man who saved Celtic from relegation in 1948, scored after just 5 minutes, and the lead was doubled before there were 20 minutes on the clock. Falkirk could and should have been further ahead at the interval. As the half-time whistle blew, the huge travelling support booed Celtic off the pitch, and all was not well in the dressing room, with dark mutterings that Tully, who had barely kicked the ball, was not pulling his weight. The turnaround in the second half was remarkable, and all sparked off by the bold Charles Patrick. Winning a corner kick on the left, 5 minutes into the second half, Celtic's first of the match, Tully placed it just outside the D as he almost always did. His kick curled its way over the keeper and into the net, sparking bedlam on the terraces, fans spilling over the barriers behind the goal and onto the pitch, where they danced in delight around the penalty box. Amidst the mayhem, the referee eventually spotted the linesman's flag furiously waving, and after consultation ordered the corner to be retaken. As fans were ushered off the pitch, a pantomime was playing out by the corner flag, involving Tully, the linesman, and 2 or 3 police officers trying to push fans back onto the terracing. Tully gesticulated wildly, complaining there was not enough room to take the kick, and theatrically handed the ball to the linesman, inviting him to place the ball before pushing a police officer out of the way to make space for his run-up. When he was at last satisfied that the kick could now be taken, Tully brought the house down by again curling the ball into the net, this time at the near post, with McPheet guarding the far post. Once again, thousands of fans spilled onto the pitch, cavorting in delight, and a few taking the opportunity to goad and intimidate Falkirk players. When play resumed, there was only going to be one winner, and the goal had also brought Tully to life. On 58 minutes, Celtic drew level, the Glasgow Herald reporting on the 23rd of February. Again, it was the amazing Tully who made the move. His hook pass into the middle was headed to the left by McGrory, and Fernie rose like a jack-in-the-box to head past McPheet. Again, the crowd poured onto the pitch, and it took 4 minutes to clear them off. But the invasion was caused by more than just jubilation. The Daily Record reported on the 23rd of February. Spectators were trampled on and caught beneath twisted metal when crush barriers buckled and snapped at Brockville Park, Falkirk on Saturday during the Falkirk-Celtic Scottish Cup tie. Only 7 had to go to hospital, 1 man was detained, but about 50 spectators were injured when swaying fans behind the Grahamston Station goal surged forward as Fernie headed Celtic's equalising goal. The wooden stanchion and steel tube barriers on the terracing snapped off, and the concrete and steel front railing girding the track behind the goal was unable to take the weight of the hundreds thrown forward. It broke too. About 90 feet of it was ripped, torn and twisted. Concrete stanchions were gouged out of their sockets, and hundreds of fans ran wildly onto the field, some to escape from the crushing, some to kiss and hug Celtic players. Celtic's inevitable winning goal was scored by John McGrory, the Evening Times reporting, Celtic went in front by a wonderful header from McGrory after a ball from Fernie had come crashing off Falkirk's defence. McFeet was blinded by the crowd in front of him. Again invasion followed, and McGrory was so overcome with the boisterous congratulations that he collapsed. It took almost 5 minutes to clear the field, and Celtic players were clearly worried the match might be stopped. Led by Jock Stein, they urged the fans back onto the terraces, where they remained until the final whistle, when they surged onto the field again. Falkirk had totally dominated the first half, but the Daily Record reported on the 23rd of February 1953, victory went to the team with the guts to fight back, and the magic men who brought the terracing down were Tully and McGrory. They were the men the Celtic fans made for at the end of the game when they made their third invasion of the field. The fans picked out the right men to bruise and batter with thank you thumps. The rest of us went to inspect the barrier damage, and as a wee Celtic fan, florid-faced and ecstatic, picked his way past the mangled and mashed barriers at the town end, he said, "See me, sir, I'd die for the Celtic." He very nearly did.